Welcome to the Introverts Toolbox, the podcast where we celebrate your quiet power of introverts and explore tools to help you thrive while staying true to your authentic self. I'm Karen Hewitt, and today we're going to talk about something that every introvert has felt at some point: what it's like to exist in a world that often feels like it's built for extroverts. From school to work to social settings, society tends to reward the loud, the outgoing, and the highly social. And if you're an introvert, you may have felt the pressure to be more talkative, network more aggressively, or push yourself outside the comfort zone just to keep up. But here's the truth: introverts do not need to change who they are to succeed. We just need to do it a little bit differently. So, in today's episode, we're going to explore how to navigate extrovert dominated spaces without burning out, ways to embrace your introvertism rather than feeling like you need to fix it, practical strategies for excelling at work, social events, and relationships, how to advocate for your needs without the guilt. Let me rephrase: without the guilt. And why the world needs introverts just as much as introverts. Whoa, hang on. Yeah, I really think we need introverts, but it's why the world needs introverts just as much as extroverts. And so by the end of the episode, you're going to feel more empowered to thrive as an introvert on your own terms. So let's start with the big question: why does this world feel like it's built for extroverts? And it comes down to a lot of cultural expectations. We live in a society that values collaboration over solitude, group discussions over deep reflection, quick responses over thoughtful pauses, networking over quiet skill-based work. Just think about the job descriptions that say must be outgoing, team-orientated, and highly social. Or classrooms where participation grades are based on who talks the most instead of who contributes thoughtfully. For introverts, these environments can feel exhausting and unnatural. But here's the thing: just because the world celebrates extroversion does not mean introverts cannot thrive. So let's talk about how you can work with it instead of against it. If you've ever thought, I need to be more outgoing, let me stop you right now. Okay, right there, you do not. You do not need to become an extrovert to be successful. Instead of forcing yourself to fit into an extroverted mold, focus on embracing the strengths of introversion. Think about deep thinking. You process things carefully and make thoughtful decisions. You have strong listening skills. People tend to feel heard and valued when they talk to you. You have empathy and observation. You can pick up on details that others miss. Creativity and focus. You thrive in environments where deep work matters. So instead of trying to be more extroverted, I want you to lean into these strengths. The world needs people who think deeply, listen well, and bring quiet confidence to the table. Since we do live in a world that values extroverted traits, well, let's talk about how to navigate it without draining your energy. And this one's a doozy: mastering the small talk without hating it. We all know small talk can be exhausting. So instead of trying to force long conversations, use some quick strategies. You can use open-ended questions instead of how are you? Try, well, what's something that's exciting that happened to you this week? Shift the focus to them. Most people love, love, love to talk about themselves, so let them. This allows you to contribute without overextending yourself. Also, have a few go-to topics. Think of 2 to 3 topics you can default to when needed, like a book you're reading, a hobby, or even an interesting fact that you've learned. Then we need to protect your energy at work and social events. So schedule that recharge time. If you know you have a big event, schedule some alone time before and after. It's okay to prioritize you. Use the soft exit strategy. You don't have to stay until the end of every event. Simply say, hey, this has been great, but I need to head out. Let's catch up soon. Find recharge spaces at work or social events. Locate a quiet spot where you can take short breaks when needed. I want you to thrive in meetings and group discussions. So prepare a few talking points in advance. If you struggle with speaking up in meetings, jot down a few key points beforehand so you feel more confident. Use nonverbal presence. So even if you don't talk a lot, engage body language, nodding, eye contact well, it shows confidence and involvement, and it can go a long way. And then if you need more time to process your thought, email your ideas after the meeting. It's okay to follow up later. One of the hardest things for introverts is asking for what we need, whether it's space, quiet, or alone time without feeling guilty. So here's how to set your boundaries in a way that feels good. I want you to communicate proactively. So instead of waiting till you're overwhelmed, set expectations early. For example, I love our family gatherings, but I'll take some quiet time after lunch to recharge. Use I statements. It keeps things non-confrontational. For example, I need some quiet time after work to recharge, so I won't be available for calls in the evening. And then normalize it. You do not need to apologize to anybody for being an introvert. So stop saying, I'm sorry, I'm quiet, I'm sorry, I'm shy. Just say, hey, I need a little space to recharge is just as valid as someone saying, I need coffee to wake up. Now, before we wrap up, I do want to leave you with one very important reminder. The world doesn't need loud voices. It needs deep thinkers, careful listeners, and quiet leaders. Introverts tend to bring depth, empathy, focus, and creativity, things that are just as important as charisma and social energy. So if you're ever feeling like you do not fit into this extroverted world, remember this. The world does not need you to be louder. It just needs you to be you. I'll repeat that. The world does not need you to be louder. It just needs you to be you. Thank you for tuning in to the Introverts Toolbox. If this episode resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts. Send me a message or share your favorite takeaway on social media. And if you haven't already, subscribe and leave a review. It helps other introverts find the tools they need to thrive. So until next time, take care, honor your energy, and keep building your toolbox.